Welcome to Trivia Viral. Our channel covers all the latest analysis and recaps on TV shows and movies, as well as interesting stories and facts that you may not have known. So sit back, relax, and subscribe to our channel if you have been enjoying our videos so far. A middle-aged man lives happily for a while and becomes the boss of his old boss's company. But when his boss is suddenly replaced and assign him to an assignment as a new travel writer to impress the love of his life, sent by his boss to try and find out what has happened in the mysterious area of the North Atlantic, his boat is hit by a huge storm and tossed into a huge whirlpool and make him unconscious. When the big man is finally awake, he finds that he must go to an island called Lilliput to fight against the evil soldiers. A man is chained up and thrown out onto the island by a group of tiny men who are 10 times smaller than his size. He is captured by the general of Lilliput and will have to go to appear in front of the king. He got a nickname, the Beast. They say he's the most dangerous person they ever saw. He's chained up in a prison on the other side of the bay and met a fellow prisoner who was captured for unlawful courting of the princess. He was also the tallest man before him. Soon, a giant man is sent to help the Lilliput with their work. This video is sponsored by QD. QD is Asia's largest platform for students, tutors, and coaches to find and book lessons online or offline, all from a single platform. Sign up at QD today. When his boss warns him that some rebels are planning to kill the queen and destroy the town, General is determined to save the day, but his friend and rival begs him to do something that'll save the princess' life. And just when the small men are getting tired, someone unexpectedly lets them free, and they begin to sneak out to steal some water. It actually does the job, and the fire is put out, but it does little good for anyone who takes a hot bath in the orange stuff. Lilliputians put on a big feast for the king and go to work building house. Because of him, everyone on the island is happy and everyone is delighted to hear all about him. When one of his friends, the general, attempts to take the ship of a woman who has stolen her money, Gulliver agrees to stay and be rescued. The general is finally thrown out of the army by his superiors and given time off to become a more respected general. He plans to destroy all the buildings of the land he was living on in order to gain his power. When the allies do something horrible, they use huge cannons to try to attack the land. Then they send a huge army to attack it. Gulliver gets called on to help the Slanders destroy the enemy army. He crosses the seas on a boat to try and convince the emperor to allow him to go to the lands of the evil people. Blefuscians are very clever, and by absorbing all the fire from the attacking ships, they can do nothing but to shoot rocks into the ships as though they were made of a piece of rubber. The big man is the one who manages to get all the ships and people to come down to Lilliput and rescue them, while also proving his loyalty to the poor people who live there. The general sneaks off with one of his enemies to show them what he could do with the plans he found in a shipwreck. He shows them how to build a big robot from old tools. The general wants to fight an unfair war with a tall man, but he tells him to do it on a giant robot. In the end, is humiliated by the general as he frantically ages away in a huge robot, and he reveals that he really is selfish. He finds himself atop a huge floating raft, and the king and queen are imprisoned in a dungeon. She is forced to finish her assignment and is trapped in a storm while she's on the island of Lilliput. The general and his men then attack the guards on the land of Lilliput. The tall man has a hard time escaping from his captors on the island of Lilliput, even though he knows that they should be punished. He manages to escape the land to try and find the tall man and to try and find out where the government is hiding. The tall man is rescued by a group of soldiers who have taken refuge on an isolated deserted isle. They try to destroy everything on that deserted isle, including the houses. During the night, he's taken away by an illegitimate girl who really is quite tall, and he's thrown into a big house which resembles a big doll's house. Eventually, they meet up again at a remote island where the man is staying. They talk to each other about how he wants to escape. He jumps out of a flying machine that a pilot who had died during an air crash had used to escape. He then gets on a giant raft and flies up to Lilliput. He's very honest and reveals all that he knows, even what he thinks of love. It seems that no one really wants to fight, so he decides to fight another man. If the general wins, everyone gets a trophy. The man in a huge robot is now equipped with a new weapon, electricity. Some people never thought that they could become electric, and the man is ruined. His friend grabs able to climb into a giant robot and smashes its side. He also shuts down the power to the machine. It's gonna be a fair fight. Gulliver beat the gigantic robot repeatedly with a stick. He then gave the poor thing a huge wedgie. He made it so that he could go to sleep. Lilliput's king wants to cause trouble, so the rulers of the land decide to have a fight. He decides to stop fighting because war is harmful to everyone. It's all over. Everyone sings along with him. General tries to kill the princess, but she stops it. The tall man, now a traveling writer, is happy to spend time with his wife and has a couple of his travel articles hung in the living room. Dan, who had been working in the post office, is replaced by a new member of staff. He's rebuked very strongly for doing what was wrong. As the story concludes, we see some of the things that the man wrote in his travel logs, compared with the actual text of the Swift novel. What are your thoughts about the story? Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe if you would like to see more similar videos, and give us a thumbs up to get more recommendations of our videos. Be the first to watch the latest videos by clicking the bell icon. See you on the next video.